Hello and welcome. I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today to talk about my second book this month, and that is The House in the Pines by Ana Reyes. And this book is a mystery and a bit of a psychological thriller. When Maya was 17, her best friend Aubrey died suddenly under mysterious circumstances. Afterwards, to move forward with her life, Maya left town and buried what happened in the past. 7 years later, she's struggling. Maya has undergone counseling, but it's left her dependent on anti-anxiety medication. Forced to stop taking the medication leaves Maya troubled. She can't sleep, she's anxious, she's addicted and going through withdrawal. And she turns to alcohol to self-medicate and help her get some sleep. Her boyfriend doesn't understand what's happening, mostly because she hasn't talked about any of it with him. He doesn't know she was taking medication because early in their relationship he really didn't need to know, and then by the time that she was going to tell him, it just seemed too late. When Maya sees a YouTube video that has gone viral, she is in shock. The video is of a man and a woman in a restaurant, and the man is talking to the woman who's watching him intently. Then the woman suddenly dies, and Maya is certain that the man in the video is her ex-boyfriend Frank, the very same ex-boyfriend who was with her and Aubrey when Aubrey died. Maya can't let it go. She's back into the very situation that has affected her adult life. After a disastrous dinner with her boyfriend and his parents, she takes off and heads to her hometown. Maya's determined to discover what really happened that day that Aubrey died. No one in her life can understand why she's so obsessed with the video. Her mother's concerned about her mental health and keeps suggesting, almost in a threatening way, that she return to seeing her therapist. Her boyfriend feels hurt and betrayed by Maya's lack of complete honesty. But Maya perseveres. Looking back at her past, including the book that her Guatemalan father was writing when he died, Maya endeavors to piece together the questions from her life. The House in the Pines will draw you in. On one of the blurbs on the back cover, The House in the Pines is described as a compelling mix of psychological thriller and dark fairy tale. And that is so accurate. It's the exact feeling that you'll have as you read. We as readers get into Maya's mind. We feel what she feels, but in some ways the book reads like a fairy tale, a dark one, that will keep you reading to the end to discover what happens. The House in the Pines is atmospheric and a unique thriller. So what can you read for a similar experience? I have a couple of suggestions for you, and I hope you don't mind if I make a few changes to the way I do this. So I'm going to mention a couple books that have a similar feel, and I'll talk a little bit about them, but I'm not going to go into great depth on what they're about or the plot of these books. First up is a book that I read a few years ago. I don't have a copy of it, so I have a copy of the cover that I'll show you, and it is The 13th Tale by Diana Setterfield. Vida Winter has authored a collection of stories that is famous for the mystery of the missing 13th tale. She has created several life histories for herself. None of them are true, but they have kept her past secret. Now, she wants to tell the truth, and she reaches out to another author, Margaret, to write her biography. So they have meetings where Vida tells Margaret stories, and these stories leave Margaret mesmerized, but skeptical. The 13th tale is a return to the rich storytelling we loved in our childhood, and it will keep you guessing until the end. And the next one is an older book. It is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. It is a gothic horror novel that she wrote in 1959. Hill House is a mansion surrounded by hills, so there's a feeling of isolation. Dr. Montague is a supernatural researcher. He is looking for scientific evidence, proof of the reality of the supernatural. He rents Hill House for the summer and chooses people to come live there who have experiences with paranormal events. And they're going to spend the summer with him in the mansion. Among these guests is Eleanor, who cares for her demanding mother, Theodora, an artist, and Luke, the heir of Hill House. The four visitors form friendships and learn about the house's history, which includes instances of suicide and violent death. They experience strange events while they are staying there, including noises, ghosts, and strange writing on the wall. But what is the cause of the supernatural events, and what is going to happen? The Haunting of Hill House, like The House in the Pines, is psychologically eerie. These stories will get into your heads and get you thinking. And there we are. I hope that you enjoyed this look at The House in the Pines, and if you're intrigued, give it or any of our other books today a read. We'll be back next time with An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. And I think we'll do something a little different with that book too. I hope you'll join me then, and until then, I hope that you will enjoy all that you read and all that you do. And thank you.